So we have been seeing the description of the vicegerent mind acting on behalf of the sovereign or the monarch. He is not in station. Actually, we could say that we are looking at what the Gita would call the Kshara Purusha. Purusha in the hands of Prakriti. He is permanently there. He is always there, but in the hands of Prakriti, the lower nature particularly. So this vicegerent mind will simply sign the papers given to him by nature. Whatever she wants him to do, that he will sign. His sanction, his approval is necessary. Without that, Prakriti cannot function. But at the same time, he is governed by the lower nature. So what we have here is a description of the lower nature. In fact, this is the little surface of man's life. Whatever is being described here of man and the mind approving the works of nature, it is only the description of the surface consciousness of man, the life on the surface, or the life gathered around the ego center, the surface soul. It is not what we are witnessing here. Rather, that is what Savitri is seeing in the dream consciousness at one particular stage here. This is the little surface of man's life. He is this, and he is all the universe. He scales the unseen. His depths are the abyss. A whole mysterious world is locked within. He scales the unseen. His depths dare the abyss. So there is a double movement. What we have been calling the surface consciousness. Below this surface consciousness is the subconscient. Above the surface consciousness is the subliminal. Now it is both which are simultaneously present in us, and therefore there is the possibility of scaling the unseen. At the same time, there is the danger of dipping, slipping, falling into the abyss. He scaled the unseen. His depths dare the abyss. A whole mysterious world is locked within. This is what we have got within us. The moment you step down from the surface consciousness, these domains open to us, the subconscient and the subliminal. In fact, this is an important distinction, that below our waking consciousness, below the Jagrata condition, in the dream state, in the Swapna, we have both simultaneously present, a fact which is not recognized by the Western psychology. For the Freudian psychologists, they have only the subconscient below, and it is a repository of all our conditions, of our dreams, thoughts, emotions, feelings, ideas, hatred, jealousy, love, whatever you want to call it. They're all submerged in the subconscient. We become emotional because of that. We have anger, we have got sweetness, we have got love. All those things, according to the Freudian psychology, belong to the subconscient, and it is from that reservoir, from that particular pool of our consciousness that we get intimations and we act according to them. Freudian repository for socially unacceptable ideas, they are present in the subconscious. Wishes, desires, traditions, traumatic experience, fear, anger, they're all present here. Emotions, they're all deposited in the subconscious. Now, that is the only thing with Western psychology at the time of Freud recognized. But later, an important distinction was made by Jung. He made a distinction between the individual subconscient and the collective subconscient. According to him, there is the personal unconsciousness. There is also the collective unconsciousness, and it is these two which govern not only the movements of the individual but also of the collective group. Now, for them, the way to cure things coming from this subconscient lies in specific kind of auto-suggestions by making certain types of affirmations. No, this is not good, I will not go by that. We mentally keep on insisting that this is not good for me, let me throw it away. By auto-suggestion, you keep on thinking for yourself, yes, whatever is going to happen to me is going to be good, there will be nothing bad. You keep on making auto-suggestion, and it is that way then all the impulses which rise, which rush up from below, they are suppressed, they are thrown back. That is the way by which they recommend us to overcome the subconscious influences. Now, all these things actually form a very elaborate realm of consciousness down below. And Sri Aurobindo has described these things in great details in his writings, in the Synthesis of Yoga, in many other places, and of course in hundreds of letters to the disciples. What is subconscious? What is their origin? What influences me? How the dreams can be changed? How this can be purified? These are the certain things which are necessary for you to get the minimum basis for making a spiritual beginning in life. Without that, Shanti, peace, quiet, which are required, they would not come. So they had to be dealt with. And he has described many of these things in his letters. In fact, all the details have been given out by him in his letters. In fact, in the vital region, he describes 4 layers of the vital subconscient, full of all these possibilities. One has the mental vital having the mind, or mind having the life force, the mental vital. Then, of course, the emotional vital, whose center is in the heart. Mental vital is in the throat and above. The emotional heart is here. Actually, the emotional feeling, emotional consciousness, emotional subconscious is at the heart. But at the heart, we have got 2 things. One is the emotional vital. The other one is deep within the heart, what is called traditionally in the cave of the heart, is the psychic being, the spark of the divine sitting within us inside the heart. So he is not talking here at this stage about the psychic being which is deep inside the heart, but the outside heart which is governed by the vital. So you have got the mental vital, you have got then the emotional vital, then of course below that is the central vital, The central vital comes between the heart center and the navel, down below, belly mostly. That is the central vital, where all kinds of things happen: emotions, anger, jealousy, Mada, Moha, Matsara, as we call them, Shadharipus, they're all present in the lower consciousness. Lust, hatred, at the same time, sweetness, joy to some extent for others, they're all present over there. Then below the navel is what is called the lower vital, and that is below the navel. Between the navel and down below is the lower vital. So there are 4 regions of the vital: the mental vital, the emotional vital, the central vital, and the lower vital. Now it is in these regions all these emotions and all these things appear here. Basically, the problem of our personality lies in purifying all that is present in these regions, in the subconscious. Because even if you make a progress, they will come and mask your progress, they will halt your progress, they will hold you back from progress. So it is also necessary to some extent to constantly keep on purifying them. In the traditional yogas, different methods have been prescribed by different paths, by bhakti, by jnana, and other things. But the most traditional path is the Raja Yoga or Patanjali's yoga. In his Yoga Sutra, he describes 4 or 5 first preliminary basic steps: yama, niyama, then asana, pratyahara, dhyana, dharana, samadhi. These are the various stages he is describing in the case of purification of the mental being. In fact, yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, and then samadhi. These are the 8 aspects of Patanjali's yoga. So firstly is of course yama, having regular habits, regular disciplined life, governing things in a certain definite manner so that the system is properly used up. Then of course you have got niyama, you follow certain rules, certain stipulations of life, certain principles in life. And asana, keep the body straight, erect, steady, so that it is able to receive what is being brought to it. You see, you have pratyahara, avoid all that will come and disturb you. That is required. Stop anything coming to you like that. That is required. It's pratyahara. Then of course dhyana, dharana, pratyahara. Stop. Don't accept. For instance, now, as a simple example of pratyahara, somebody gives you a present. Frankly, in the truest sense, if you are not very well prepared, the best thing is avoid receiving presents and gifts. Avoid. Because there is a certain kind of an obligation on you then to pay it back in some manner. Simply receiving the gifts is not enough, it's not necessary. But of course later on, as you advance, you can overcome that thing. You can still be above that thing. But that obligation should not be there. Pratyahara. Somebody, okay, take this banana, but he's not giving you banana for nothing. He wants something in return from you tomorrow. So the best thing is stop that kind of a thing. Don't have that lust, that ambition, that desire, that wish that I should receive gifts and praise and that sort of a thing. That should not be there at all, you see. So these are the certain aspects of the disciplined life which are recommended in the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali. And all these have something or the other to do with the subconscious which is there within us. And that is the greatest domain, which is very difficult to conquer, very difficult to overcome, and be free of it. Unless one is mukta, free of that, one cannot really make spiritual progress. That is the whole point, the whole basis of the whole thing, you see. Now, in order that you are free, you can of course formulate certain rules, certain mental formulations, have discipline, stiff life, and that sort of a thing. But then it has a certain demerits also. According to Sri Aurobindo and the mother, the best thing is to keep on making your being, yourself, more and more open to the psychic. Let this psychic come forward and take possession of you. It is the psychic which will purify all the subconscious elements, you see. Or in the Vedic tradition, it is Agni who purifies the whole of your being. That tapas, Agni Shakti, Agni's power is fire. It is that which will burn away all these lower things which are residing within you in the subconscious. So these are the important aspects from the point of view of a spiritual life, the beginning of spiritual life. That is important. And of course, naturally along with that comes lust, greed, covetousness, possession, mada, moha, matsara, kama, krodha. All those things, Shatripus are there. They had to be conquered by the psychic influence in Sri Aurobindo's methodology, in Sri Aurobindo's yoga. See. And when that is ready, then some sort of a real progress is possible. If you don't do that thing, but if you keep on making advances in other direction, you might attain great spiritual heights. You might get spiritual experiences also. But if the lower nature is not yet ready in that way, something can upsurge, can spring up and damage, cause havoc at higher level also. This is a thing which is not uncommon. It has happened in the past. We have seen great rishis having done tapasya for years and years and years, acquired great samarthya, siddhis in their life, in their tapas. But then there is something sometimes happens, and then they fall prey to that. Parashara, Vishwamitra, these are the examples that fallen prey to the sects, and they had to pay the price for that. But that does not mean that they could not immediately withdraw. By their tapas, by their shakti, they could overcome that thing and conquer. But basically what it means is that these elements are present there and they can spring up, rise from below any moment of time. And it is necessary that they have to be attended, particularly when you want transformation, you want a basic change in you. Unless that thing is done, you cannot make proper progress. Transformation, that is why Mother and Sri Aurobindo have been insisting all along that the first step is to have a psychic transformation. In the spiritual path, you psychicize your mind, your vital, your physical, all the elements. Let the psychic influence penetrate through all these regions. Then you can make a proper real progress. Well, now this is the description of all these things which is being given to us here in the dream experience of Savitri. He is narrating what is subconscious, what are the forces which are present in the subconscious, and how they govern man's spiritual life. This is the little surface of man's life. He is this and he is all the universe. At the same time, the entire universe is in front of him. He scales the unseen. His depths dare the abyss. The whole mysterious world is located within, the above, below, everything is located within. Unknown to himself, he lives a hidden king. He doesn't know that he is a king. And he lives behind rich tapestries, curtains, walls, carpets, luxuries. Behind rich tapestries in great secret rooms, he lives a king in a palace with chandeliers, tapestries, with carpets, with beautiful furniture. This man, he lives in all these things. Unknown to himself, lives a hidden king behind rich tapestries in great secret room, an epicure of the spirit's unseen joys. He is an epicure. He is a connoisseur. He has very fine taste of not only food but of habits, of beauty, of the surroundings, whether this book is in proper place or not, where this furniture is in proper place or not. He has got that delicate sense of every detail, and he sees that everything is in proper place, you see. His hair, his clothes, everything. He is an epicure in a sense. An epicure to the spirit's unseen joys. This is what the king lives here. He lives in the sweet honey of solitude, in nameless God, in an unapproachable fane. He is a God in a shrine, in a temple, in a village temple, but very beautiful temple, fane or chapel. He lives there, a church in the remote place, a nameless God in an unapproachable fane, in the secret adytum of his inmost soul, deep within his, in the secret chamber, adytum, the sanctum sanctorum, the inner chamber where the real deity lives, a nameless God in an unapproachable fane, in the secret adytum of his luminous soul, inmost soul. He guards the beings, covered the mysteries, beneath the threshold, behind shadowy gates. So below the surface consciousness, underneath the subconscious, he guards all these treasures there. Beneath the threshold, behind shadowy gates, or shut in vast cellars of inconscient sleep. He is in the down below in the room, in the underground room, in the basement. He lives there all the while, in the basement, shut in cellars of inconscient sleep. This is the condition. He sees heaven above, he sees hell below. All these things are there here. He guards the beings, covered the mysteries, the twofold mysteries of the above and of the below. Beneath the threshold, behind shadowy gates, or shut in vast cellars of inconscient sleep. The immaculate, divine, all wonderful, cast into the argent purity of his soul, his splendor and his greatness and the light. When he is in that condition, the all wonderful, the divine himself, he pours light and beauty and joy into his soul, his splendor and his greatness and the light of self-creation in time's infinity, as into a sublimely mirroring glass. The way in which he'll throw light in the mirror, which will reflect everything, it is in that way the all wonderful is pouring into his depths, those wondrous things. Man in the world's life works out the dreams of God. God is dreaming something in man, and it is man who is executing, carrying forward, giving shape to those dreams. But all is there. While this is possible, he is shaping the dreams of God. Still, what happens? But all is there. Even God's opposites. There are enemies. There are hostile forces. There are elements which will not allow you to accept only the beautiful and the great and the fine things of life and of existence. But all is there, even God's opposites. He is a little front of nature's works, a thinking outline of a cryptic force. He is only a shape, a sketch of nature's force, cryptic, a mysterious shape he has made. And this is what you are. Beyond that, there are worlds and worlds and worlds hidden within you, underneath you, above you, of which you are not aware. But man is influenced by them, is governed by them. And Savitri has to know all those things.